Ready for the newspaper review? Elena Casas with us. What's on the front pages then?
Well, it's a rather worrying story over in Le Figaro about whether or not anti-Semitism is actually on the rise in France. Now, remember, of course, Mohamed Merah, the Toulouse killer who shot Jewish children from his motorbike outside of a school in Toulouse on the 19th of March. Now, according to Le Figaro, between that day and the end of April, 140 anti-Semitic incidents, graffiti, abuse in the street, as well as physical attacks, were reported in France. That's a third of the whole total for 2011. So it looks like there has indeed been a noticeable rise. This weekend in Villarban, in the suburbs of Lyon, 3 young Jewish men wearing the kippah were attacked in the street with hammers and iron bars and are now in hospital. So the paper says that, yes, this is a worrying trend, and yes, it can be linked back to the Mohamed Merah incident. Some of these recent incidents, like the spraying of a swastika on the front of a school with his name on it, have been directly linked to him. So, we sort of had forgotten about it, hadn't we, in the media here in France, but worryingly, it does seem to have inspired a certain amount of extremists. They're also looking at this story in Libération, where they talk to young people in the Paris suburbs who are afraid to go out wearing their kippas in the street because they receive so much abuse.
And lots more French politics, no doubt, in the newspapers today.
Ever French politics. Over here on the front page of Le Figaro, we've got Martine Aubry pressing François Hollande to raise taxes, according to their front page. Now, the right-wing paper Le Figaro has long disliked left-wing Socialist Party leader Martine Aubry, and they're demonising her again today in their editorial, saying that she represents a current of the Socialist Party that hasn't changed, that hasn't moved on from when they were last in power over 10 years ago, and that the left's planning to raise spending again with moves like restoring the retirement age to 60 for some people, raising the minimum wage and so on, just shows that they're not understanding the economic reality. They do say, though, that the economic part of that paper, that they might actually be forced to cut spending, despite François Hollande promising that he would reverse most of Sarkozy's cuts in the run-up to this presidential election. He might end up preaching one economic policy and doing quite another, they say in the paper, once he realises just how bad the euro crisis is getting and how little money there is in France's coffers. Now, of course, this is all happening in the context of yet another election campaign. It is France's first round of their parliamentary elections on this Sunday, in fact, the 10th of June. Libération has gone a little bit into propagandistic mode, I think it's fair to say, this morning. They've got "Can the left lose?" as a headline, with a poll saying that 59% of the French want to see the socialists get a big majority in Parliament. They've got that new portrait of François Hollande on the front page there. Now, will they actually get that big majority in Parliament? Well, we don't quite know. There might well be very low turnout this Sunday. It's French voters don't historically get very excited about turning out for these parliamentary elections, particularly after the presidential one. Lots of the voters their journalists have spoken to didn't quite realise that they do have to go out and vote again, twice, for the first round this Sunday and the second round next Sunday. I think, if anything, Libération is likely to put off left-wing voters with that front page, because it makes it look like it's already a foregone conclusion, doesn't it, that the left is going to win.
Elena, thanks very much. There's Elena Casas there with the newspaper review here on France 24.